Miss Serrano, you are so right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Lone Wolf Podcast. Yesterday, we basically had boxing history. Basically, it was the first women's boxing match that was held headlined by two women at Madison Square Garden, and it was sold out. And it was a great fight between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Basically, I've actually I kind of vouched for women in boxing for a minute. Because me, if you don't know, I'm an amateur boxer. I'm kind of on hiatus right now. Planning to try to get some fights in this year. But, yeah, I'm an amateur boxer, marathon runner, and cop too in the state of Florida. And for a while, I actually used to think, like, why women boxers aren't promoted as much, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, the pay scale, they say is ridiculous to the point, like, women like the Heather Hardys and the saying her name wrong, Clarissa Shields, they're actually trying to do MMA to earn the pay. It was even this one champion, I forgot her name, but she actually was a waitress at IHOP, and she was like, she had like 3 of the belts as a champion, but the pay scale for women in boxing is so bad. So yesterday, it was just history was made between the pound for pound 1 and 2 fighters, being Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and they showed up and showed out. Like I said, sold out crowd, Madison Square Garden. They did their thing. So it was crazy. So in the end, basically, Katie Taylor won by split decision. Scorecards were 97-93, 96-93, 96-94. This fight was so good and so edgy, to the point that nobody really people disagree with the 97-93 scorecard, but all the other the 96-93 and 96-94 people agree when they said it could have gone either way. It was that close of a fight, and like I said, I have respect for women boxers for a while. I try to bounce. Like back in the day, I was real big on Heather Hardy. She's kind of aging out again right now. She's like 40 years old, and I don't think she's fought like a year right now, so I don't know if she's gonna, keep fighting or not. But I used to vouch for her. Like she's actually talented, you know what I'm saying? She's had to go to around New York, because that's where she lives and trains. And she had to sell her own boxing tickets, you know what I'm saying, just for to get, attend her fights. So it was rough, when I read an article about her, and then, there was other boxers that I seen that was talented, like Clarissa Shields, and she was in the Olympics and doing all this stuff, and she was just turning pro. Like I was seeing this, and like Robin said, like it's hard to make money as a professional women's boxer. So, like I said, for a while, I was really vouching for women. So to see these two women, be able to get this type of stage and then perform, it's crazy. Like, cause you all know how the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao, we all wanted that fight for so long. Then when it happened, Floyd Mayweather basically just watched Manny Pacquiao. So to actually see Serrano and Taylor get in the ring and like perform crazy good, it's good to see. And women's boxing, like it took a great step forward. Now it has legitimacy to women's boxing, and I think pay scales gonna go up. Clarissa Shields, she got a fight coming up within I think a month or 2 from now. So and hers like a little rivalry from her Olympic days too. So I'm happy that we're gonna see this. And like Amanda Serrano said, they said women can't fight and can't sell, and they definitely did it. You got Katie Taylor, she's Irish. The Irish crowd was there for her. Amanda Serrano, she was Puerto Rican, from New York. So her fans showed up. Hopefully there was no fights afterwards. Certain people in the crowd they get a little too happy for their fighter and think they the fighter, and then be on the street, and yeah, it's not good. So everybody made their own safe. I ain't read any articles about any violence happening afterwards, but Irish people drink too, so that's something that happened. But yeah, I'm just happy to see it, man. Sold out crowd. Like you do not hear that about women's boxing, and especially at Madison Square Garden too, a sold out crowd. That's unheard of, but it happened, and these ladies gave it their all match all around. So women's boxing is different. Women's professional boxing is different from men's professional boxing. Basically, women's professional, they fight 10 rounds for 2 minutes each, compared to men who fight 12 rounds for 3 minutes each. So yeah, that's really like the only difference. And yeah, a lot of people actually have Serrano as the favorite and Taylor as an underdog. For one, Serrano's been boxing for a lot longer at a professional level, because Taylor's been fighting at the amateur level for a while too, you know what I'm saying? So Amanda Serrano basically Her record is 42-2-1 after yesterday's fight, and Taylor is now 21-0 after yesterday's fight. So obviously subtract one from Taylor and Serrano, and that you know the record beforehand. But yeah. And yeah, a lot of people that thought Serrano was gonna win because I've seen Serrano for a while. I watched her for like the last 2 years. I forgot how I came to know her exact. Oh, well, yeah, I forgot how I came to know about Serrano, but yeah, I started noticing like she was a fight. I'm like, yo, like this woman can fight. Cause I've seen some women that are professional fighters. I'm like, yo, like they are not too good. You know what I'm saying? So when you see them. You kind of take a look, you know, like Clarissa Shields was one. Michaela Mayer, she was actually in the Olympics with Shields. She was another one. Amanda Serrano, Heather Hardy, like women that I noticed. I was like, yo, like these women can fight. If you want to go way back, you go to Holly Holm, Ann Wolf. It's just women that are notable that she can fight. So when I seen Serrano fight, I was like, yo, she's polished. Like she can fight like a dude, and like I was impressed. And so I kind of like was keeping track of her here and there, and I think in 2020 they first started saying Serrano and Taylor, and I'm like, okay, so let's see how it's gonna be. And obviously COVID ruined a lot of things, including this match, so got pushed back all the way to this point here, which is better because they actually built their records up more, so it kind of made this fight bigger. But even that being said, going back to what I was saying, Serrano was favored, although Serrano was jumping up 2 weight classes. See, Taylor fights at lightweight. And Serrano, I believe she's a natural featherweight, she says. So she actually jumped up, a couple weight classes to fight Taylor and put this match on. But even with that being said, they had, Serrano as the favorite for the match because Serrano is relentless in the ring. Like she is, she's powerful. And her last opponent she fought to get ready for this match, she ruined that lady's face. It was bad. I'm gonna try to put a picture of the lady's face because it was bad, So a lot of people had Serrano being in favor, although she was naturally smaller. But yeah, Taylor, first round came out, she was sharp. You know what I'm saying? Serrano kept trying to do what she does. She's a pressure fighter. She comes at you. She was trying to do her game plan. Obviously, come at you. I think she was gonna try. Wear Taylor down too, because when Taylor gets into like a dirty fight, because she fought a woman named Delphine Persoon, and she had 2 fights with her. First fight, people would say that it was controversial. They kind of say that Delphine won, or she should have won, or she edged just past her, or the scorecard should have been closer. Either way, Taylor won. In the rematch, she beat Delphine. Like it was certain that she beat her, but the first match it was crazy. The first match it was a dog fight. Like she took Katie into deep water, and I think that actually helped her for this fight with Serrano because Serrano did the same thing. Deep water, just come at you all day long, pressure fighter. So Katie started out sharp, and then as rounds progressed, the press started kicking in. Serrano, just like I said, she's a polished fighter, going to the body, to the head, and then that 5th round, she rocked her. She got Katie in the corner and just rocked her. Katie started stumbling around the ring, and like I said, we thought it was done, but Katie, she fought back until the 10th round. In the last 20 seconds of the 10th round, I think I put it on replay when the final highlights came out the next day, or actually today. I watched that last 20. Like I said, great job by both women. Serrano, she's still a great fighter. She actually won titles across 7 different weight classes, so that can just show you how good she is. Taylor, just a loaded amateur record, gold medals everywhere. And then she's an undisputed lightweight champion for women right now. So this is a great push for women's boxing. Because like I said, women's boxing lost a lot of good fighters, such as Holly Holm. She switched to UFC because, they were not getting fair pay. And just to see this, it's just great. It's great. Both of them got 7-figure paydays. So they got the money now. They can take their time, relax, and let's just hope women's boxing just skyrockets from here. They actually had a couple fights on yesterday's card. It was I don't remember her name. It was a black female. She fought on the card too. If you look it up, she just won some belts yesterday too. So great to see. I'm proud. So the aftermath. So in the aftermath, if you don't know, the reason why this fight really came together, Jake Paul was promoting Serrano. Eddie Hearn is a big promoter in boxing. He was promoting Taylor. Aftermath, basically, everybody's talking about rematch. Where can you go? It's a close match. They're gonna win either way. Everybody's mentioned a rematch. Basically, Taylor and Serrano agreed to it. Obviously, agreements made and we mostly have to heat the moment are not always going to happen. So we'll see. But they both agreed to it. Eddie Hearn said he believes that Taylor should fight in Ireland, and that should happen. Jake Paul was speaking for Serrano. He said most likely that Serrano will agree to that. So let's just see. Like I said, great job. Even men professional boxers were digging it. Errol Spence, everybody, if you watch boxing, Errol Spence is like one of the biggest male fighters right now. He just literally fought 2 weeks ago in a good fight. And he won too. Everybody wants the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight, so we'll see how that goes. Apparently, Terrence Crawford says no roadblocks, but that's off subject. So basically, he even left a tweet saying that basically that is one of the fights of the year, and it was a great fight. And then everybody else was just saying how the fight lived up to the hype. Like we didn't expect to see that happen. Like me, I kind of did, because I know Serrano and I knew Taylor, so knowing them, I knew that this type of fight can happen. But like just the drama, like 10 rounds late at night, it kept everybody up, on their toes. They had some hair raising on my neck when I heard, one judge go for Serrano, one judge go for Taylor before we got the last one. Like I was getting jittery. I'm like, who's gonna win? Like, what are they gonna say? Because everybody knows boxing judges are on some other stuff. So it was like one of those things, like, because realistically, I thought Serrano was gonna win. Like I said, I know her as a French fighter. I know she's very strong. You see her, she's muscular for like how skinny she is. She's like a muscular chick. And I actually was looking at Taylor when she was walking to the ring and said she's muscular too. Yeah, got some nice thick neck. Probably she takes so many shots. But yeah, I thought Serrano was gonna win, but I was cheering for Taylor. If that makes sense. Like for instance, if you go years ago when the Patriots went against the Giants for Super Bowl, and it was the year the Patriots were undefeated, I was cheering for the Giants, but I thought the Patriots were gonna win. So that's kind of like how I felt about watching this match. I was like, yo, like I'm cheering for Taylor, but I think Serrano's gonna get it. And when round 5 hit and she rocked her, and like Taylor, the referee didn't. I don't think the referee didn't like consider stopping the fight, but it was times like Taylor was getting hit after she was rocked and she wasn't throwing back. I was like, yo, like, but the referee didn't look like he was in any motion to try to jump in and stop it. So that was good, but that was crazy to see. But like I said, great job on these women. They got their payday. Women's boxing can't go anywhere but up from here. I'm proud because it's been years since I've been like trying to advocate for women boxers to do their thing. So I'm proud to see this happen. And then, like I said, live up to the hype and then some. So congratulations to both ladies. I can't wait to see what's next. And just on behalf of the Lone Wolf Podcast, man, listen, they probably won't ever see this video, but I give them a round of applause, a standing ovation, whatever, for the job that they did yesterday. Both of them were busted up and bleeding. So take your time, heal, and hopefully within like 3 or 4 months, we'll see you again in the ring. So with that being said, man, Lone Wolf Podcast, go watch the fights, the highlights, recaps, whatever video about these women, and just know that they're legitimate fighters and that we need to stand up for these women more often. Obviously, me and my position, I'm not the guy to do it, but if you have the means to, please do. If you can go to a fight women's boxers, please do. What I'm saying? If you go to Madison Square Garden, do it. What I'm saying? Just support them. And like I said, great to see you. Go watch it when you get time.